When you build a building of this caliber and with the thoughtfulness behind it, you have to do the same thing with the interior. We're a big company in 50,000 employees in 4 different countries, and the art really helped us display that connection to the mission of the organization.
CHRISTUS's mission really is about healthcare and healing. The concepts that we used to design the building were sacred ground, poetic humility, and threads of light. As designers, we often think about the space or the overall materiality of the space to be bright and neutral. We do this kind of anticipating that the building will become a blank canvas for the color to be placed in through art and furnishings and accessories.
The first time I saw Ender's work, I fell in love with it. The way this artist works with fishing line, of all things, and then the organization of a top and bottom grid, a cylinder that allows a moire effect to be achieved simply by rotating those 2 plates against one another is phenomenal. And it's great in daylight, and at night it just illuminates the room. So the 3 columns that we have in this lobby represent 3 congregations that made Christus Health happen.
As you move through the space, there's this sense of like purity in the design and the poetry and the abstraction of the work. Another really interesting piece in this project is by Shane Alberton, and this piece is a very large 2-dimensional installation that runs up the wall through the connecting monumental stair of this building. The artist used photography from all the different locations around the world where Christus has hospitals, clinics, and offices, and did a kind of abstract interpretation that moves diagonally up the stair. It becomes more like an art gallery experience as you move up and down that stair. Christus wanted to portray the artwork in this building to be more future-facing than to look back in the past. There's 2 portraits of the founders of Christus on the 15th floor of this building. They're done in a traditional portrait fashion, but they're painted in a more contemporary way in which lots of palette knife texture is added into both the portrait, and they really tell the story about the origins of this organization. There's a few works that deal with the traditional sarape, and this is bringing vibrant color into the space. And what was really important to Christus is to really bring in those Latin American influences into the building, considering that they have a lot of hospitals and clinics in Latin America.
One that I absolutely love, it's a depiction of hands holding the heart, and the cloth came from lab coats, scrubs, EVS workers, uniforms, old t-shirts, things that all of our ministries sent in, and we created this piece with all those pieces of cloth. And so for me, it's just a representation of the hands that take care of our patients every single day.
Every piece of art throughout this project has been specially curated to reflect the rich history and narrative that is specific to Christus. These pieces fill the entire space with authentic storytelling moments and opportunities for human connection. Research from Stanford Business School shows that 90 to 95% of our decisions happen subconsciously and are very heavily influenced by our feelings. So places where we feel welcomed, that evoke warmth and happiness and engagement, those are the places that we choose to spend our time and return again and again.
There's just many, many ways in which the associates can connect with the artwork. Even, walking through every morning, they can connect with it. So we've gotten just amazing feedback. People just love it. They think it's beautiful. It gives them something to look at all the time, and it helps them connect with our culture. And for that, I'm just very grateful.